Somewhere behind the sunlit hills of Beverly Hills, a white-walled estate hides stories of reinvention, resilience, and a voice that once shook the pop world to its core. This isn't just a mansion. It's Christina Aguilera's stage away from the stage, where golden chandeliers meet pink velvet sofas and every corner whispers a chapter of her life. But how did a girl from Staten Island build a world this bold, this private, this powerful? Today we step into her glamorous sanctuary and the life behind one of pop's most iconic voices, before the fame, before the Grammy, before the world knew her as Xtina or Baby Jane. There was just Christina, a little girl with a voice too big for the room and a childhood too heavy for her tiny shoulders. Born on December 18, 1980, in the quiet borough of Staten Island, New York, Christina Aguilera entered a world wrapped in movement and uncertainty. Her father, Fausto, an Ecuadorian military man, and her mother, Shelley, a gifted violinist turned translator, moved their young family from one military base to another, Grassmere, New Jersey, Texas, even Japan. But behind the shifting zip codes was something darker, whispers of anger, doors that slammed too hard. Christina would later speak of it, the emotional and physical abuse she endured in silence. So where does a child go when home doesn't feel like home? She went to music, to her grandmother's dusty record collection, full of soul, blues, and longing. To her bathroom mirror, where she'd sing into a hairbrush, imagining a world far away from the tension at dinner. By the time she was 9, people already called her the little girl with the big voice. She was singing the national anthem at Penguins games, belted ballads at talent shows, and began making appearances on local TV. But the real shift came in 1990, Star Search. Christina stood under hot stage lights, nerves dancing across her fingertips, and sang A Sunday Kind of Love. She didn't win, but she was unforgettable. Was that a loss? Or was it the spark? Then came a door few get to knock on, the Mickey Mouse Club. Alongside Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, and Ryan Gosling, Christina carved out a space for herself. But even then, she knew she wasn't made to blend in. She was made to break out. And in 1998, with a single note of reflection from Disney's Mulan, she did. The world heard it. The clarity, the control, the soul in that teenage voice. That haunting ballad didn't just earn her a spot on the Billboard charts, it earned her a record deal. And what came next? Fireworks. Genie in a bottle. 3 minutes and 37 seconds that changed her life. It shot to #1, and just like that, Christina Aguilera became a pop phenomenon. But the world had questions. Was she just another label-made teen idol? A rival to Britney? A product of timing? Christina answered by ripping off the label. She fired her manager, took control, and in 2002, she returned as someone entirely new. Xtina, bold, black-haired, pierced, unfiltered. Stripped wasn't just an album. It was a statement, a rebellion, a declaration that this was her voice, her body, her truth. And when she sang Beautiful, she didn't just top the charts, she healed a generation. From there, she shapeshifted again. In Back to Basics, she channeled Marilyn Monroe. In Bionic and Lotus, she experimented, stumbled, soared. Through it all, she remained impossible to ignore. But success wasn't always clean. She battled the industry, body shaming, tabloid obsession. Yet time and again, she rose. Because Christina Aguilera didn't just want to be a star. She was built in fire. And fire always finds the sky. But where does a star like that rest? Let's step through the grand doors of her Beverly Hills mansion. A place just as bold, sensual, and unforgettable as she is. Mansion in Beverly Hills. If Christina Aguilera's voice is a force of nature, then this mansion is its perfect echo. Perched in the heart of Beverly Hills, her $13.5 million estate doesn't just sit quietly behind gates. It announces itself, with white stucco walls glowing under California sun and a crimson terracotta roof that curves like a Spanish flamenco. But what happens beyond the wrought iron gates? The path winds through manicured gardens and sculpted hedges, leading to an arched entrance that feels more palace than property. A carved wooden door opens, and suddenly, you're not just in a home, you're inside Christina's mind. The foyer greets you with pink walls, high ceilings, and golden details. A grand chandelier, dripping with crystals, swings like it's on beat with one of her ballads. To the left, a formal living room layered in velvet and deep reds. To the right, a dining space designed for long nights of laughter and music. There's something theatrical about it all, and maybe that's the point. For Christina, every space is a stage. Her kitchen? Not just functional, but cinematic. Marble countertops, gold fixtures, a custom oven that gleams like it's never known grease. This isn't just where food is made, it's where creativity simmers. One hallway leads to something most homes don't have, a full recording studio. It's soundproofed, of course, but that doesn't stop the magic from leaking into the rest of the house. This is where she's poured out lyrics, whispers, and screams, songs born at 2 a.m. that later conquered charts. And when the voice rests, there's a private spa, a high-tech gym, and a movie theater with plush red seats and heavy drapes, perfect for escaping the world while still feeling like a queen. Upstairs, the master suite is its own sanctuary. A 4-poster bed drenched in silk, French doors that open onto a private terrace, a walk-in closet so vast it might just be bigger than some apartments in New York. Here, wardrobes of past tours hang beside couture gowns, each dress a memory, each heel a story. But it's the bathrooms that steal the breath. 9 in total. Marble from floor to ceiling, vintage vanities, and soaking tubs that look like they belong in a Botticelli painting. Every bedroom has a personality, one in lavender and crystal, another in deep emerald with Art Deco flair. Even the guest rooms don't feel like afterthoughts. They feel like invitations into her world. And outside? A resort-style pool shimmers beneath tall palms, bordered by custom lounge chairs and vibrant bougainvillea. There's a sunken fire pit for cool nights, a dining terrace for champagne brunches, and garden paths lit by lanterns that flicker like candlelight from a music video. It's sensual, glamorous, and a touch surreal, just like Christina herself. But beyond the color and the velvet, there's something else in the walls. Freedom. Freedom to sing at midnight. Freedom to raise children in privacy. Freedom to be both a diva and a mother, an artist and a woman healing from the past. This mansion isn't just where she lives. It's where she reclaims power, peace, and presence every single day. And yet, when the curtains close and the lights go dim, there's another home, just down the road, where Christina finds her quieter self, away from the spotlight. Shall we step into her second California villa? Of course, mansion in California. Not far from the glamour and velvet of her Beverly Hills estate, Christina Aguilera owns a second sanctuary, one less theatrical, but no less enchanting. Tucked inside an exclusive gated community, this $10 million villa offers something that fame rarely allows: stillness. From the moment you arrive, you feel it. Beyond the wrought iron gate, a quiet oasis unfolds. Lush trees sway in the breeze, bougainvillea tumbles down stone walls, and terracotta tiles glow warm against the late afternoon sun. The house itself, a 3-level architectural gem, stands with elegance, not to be noticed, but to be felt. The facade is a painter's dream: red roof tiles, cream stucco, and black lanterns that flicker like starlight. As the grand doors open, you're met with a foyer kissed by natural light and crowned with a sparkling Swarovski crystal chandelier. A white spiral staircase curves upward like a piece of sculpture, its railings cool to the touch, while the floors, glossy, tiled, and pristine, reflect a woman who knows exactly who she is. This is not a house built for applause. It's built for breath. The dining room, drenched in soft gray and silver, features Bisaza mosaic tile work, shimmering like a river of stars. Tall arched windows open onto canyon views that go on forever, as if Los Angeles were bowing at her feet. Next to it, a living room that whispers sophistication. A fireplace lined with gold-tinted tiles anchors the space, while a wall of French doors invites you onto a terrace bathed in lavender dusk. The kitchen is no less than a culinary cathedral. Stone countertops with soft lighting from below, glass cabinets glinting with hand-picked china, and a gourmet appliance suite. Sub-zero fridge, Wolf stove, Miele coffee system. It's not just a kitchen, it's a retreat. A place where Christina might whip up breakfast for her kids, or sip tea after a recording session. A private elevator whisks you to the upper floor where the primary suite awaits. Imagine a bedroom framed by sky, panoramic windows, soft linens, and silence so deep you can hear your own thoughts. There's a spa-like bathroom with a rainfall shower, a soaking tub nestled beneath a window, and a walk-in closet that tells a quieter story than her Beverly Hills wardrobe. Here, it's less about costume and more about comfort. And outside, a multi-level paradise. A saltwater pool glows neon blue at night. 2 fire pits crackle against cool canyon air. There's even a Finnish sauna tucked beside a shaded deck, a hidden jewel for post-tour recovery and Sunday serenity. This is where Christina unwinds, where the makeup comes off, where the voice rests, where mama echoes more often than diva. It's a house that doesn't need to prove anything, because neither does she anymore. But when Christina leaves the peace of her villa, she doesn't travel unnoticed, because even on the road, her presence and her cars speak volumes. Ready to take a ride? Cars. She may rule from velvet sofas and marble balconies, but Christina Aguilera's kingdom extends to the open road, where horsepower meets high heels, and each ride tells a story of who she is and where she's going. Because when the engine starts, so does another performance. Ferrari, California. The showstopper. You hear it before you see it. That throaty, unmistakable growl of a 4.3-liter V8 engine unleashing 453 horsepower beneath the polished scarlet hood. It's not just a car, it's a declaration. Christina has been spotted cruising through Los Angeles in this head-turning convertible, top-down, platinum hair dancing in the wind, as if the entire city were part of her music video. Why the Ferrari, California? Because it matches her in every way. Fierce, sleek, dramatic. A machine built for the spotlight, but best enjoyed when she's driving solo. Just her and the road. No paparazzi, no makeup, just freedom. And yes, she drives it herself. Ford Mustang. The rebel's ride. If the Ferrari is pure glamour, the Mustang is Christina's gritty side. A nod to Americana, to rock and roll and raw emotion, the very energy that pulsed through her stripped and back-to-basics eras. Its 5.0-liter V8 rumbles like a memory, loud, unapologetic, a reflection of a woman who once told the world she was dirty and proud. This isn't the car for red carpets. It's for late-night drives along Mulholland, for blasting Aretha Franklin through the speakers, for remembering who she was before fame came knocking. The Mustang? It's her roots on wheels, Range Rover Vogue, the Queen's Chariot. And then there's the SUV that never needs to shout, the Range Rover Vogue. Elegant, capable, grounded. The everyday luxury that balances out the Diva's more dramatic rides. With its smooth leather seats, panoramic sunroof, and whisper-quiet interior, it's become Christina's go-to for family outings and city errands. She's been seen pulling up to studios, dropping her kids at school, always polished but never trying too hard. In a world that often demands spectacle, This Range Rover is a reminder. Power doesn't always need an entrance. Sometimes it simply arrives, unbothered, confident. Each car Christina Aguilera owns is more than metal and wheels. It's a mirror of her moods. Glamour, grit, grace. And whether it's a roaring Ferrari or a whispering Range Rover, one thing is certain. She's always in control of the drive. But where does that road lead? To something greater than leather seats and chrome grills, to the quiet fortune she's built, and the empire she owns with elegance. Let's open the vault. $160 million. That's the number often attached to Christina Aguilera's name today. But behind it isn't just a voice. It's a vision. It all started with a song, Reflection. A haunting ballad for Disney's Mulan that didn't just mark her arrival, it sparked a bidding war. Soon after, Genie in a Bottle exploded, and with it came her first multi-million-dollar record deal with RCA. Then came album sales. Her self-titled debut, over 17 million copies sold globally. RIAA certified 8 times platinum, and Grammy Gold followed. A Best New Artist win in 2000 that solidified her as more than just another blonde pop singer. By her mid-20s, Christina wasn't just earning, she was negotiating. She fired her manager, took creative control, and with stripped, back to basics, and liberation, she built a catalog that continues to generate royalties to this day. But music was only one stream. When she joined NBC's The Voice as a coach, Christina signed a contract worth $15 million per season. And with 5 seasons under her belt, her seat wasn't just iconic, it was lucrative. Endorsements followed: Versace, Skechers, Levi's, Pepsi, Coca-Cola. She even earned a cool $300,000 for simply flipping the switch to kick off Harrods' summer sale in London. But the crown jewel of her commercial empire? Perfume. Her fragrance line, Expose, Simply Christina, Inspire, has become one of the best-selling celebrity perfume collections in Europe, earning her tens of millions in licensing deals and royalties. And then came entrepreneurship. In 2016, with fiancé Matthew Rutler, she co-founded MX Productions, a company with creative control at its heart. And in 2023, she launched Playground, a sexual wellness brand where Christina isn't just a face, but a co-founder and chief brand advisor. A brand rooted in empowerment, much like her music. She's even profited from personal milestones. $1.5 million from People magazine for exclusive baby photos in 2008. A reminder that in Hollywood, even joy has market value. But perhaps her greatest financial strength isn't in what she buys, but in what she refuses to lose: control. From negotiating artistic rights to protecting her image and investing in businesses that reflect her values, Christina Aguilera has crafted a financial story as powerful and personal as her voice. And what does someone like Christina do with that power? She gives it away. To voices still waiting to be heard, to those who never had a stage, to causes that echo where she once came from. Let's explore the heart behind the headlines. Philanthropy. Before she was a global icon, before she stood under spotlights with a microphone in hand, Christina Aguilera was just a little girl learning how to survive in a home filled with fear. That memory never left her. And maybe she never wanted it to. Because it's that memory that fuels the other side of Christina. Not the diva, but the protector. It began quietly in 2009, when she became an ambassador against hunger for the World Food Program, partnering with World Hunger Relief to fight malnutrition in the world's poorest regions. But she didn't just lend her name. She went to refugee camps, to disaster zones, to places where mothers couldn't feed their children, and listened. Through performances, campaigns, and personal donations, Christina helped raise over $150 million for global hunger initiatives. For her, food wasn't just about survival, it was about dignity. But hunger wasn't the only pain she understood. As a survivor of childhood domestic violence, Christina channeled her scars into action. During her Las Vegas residency, she donated part of her ticket sales to the Shade Tree, a shelter for women and children escaping abuse. It wasn't a publicity stunt. It was personal. She had been that child. Now she was building safe places for others. And then came music with purpose. In 2016, after the tragic shooting at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Christina released Change, a ballad of mourning and hope. All proceeds went to the National Compassion Fund, supporting victims' families. It was raw, it was real, and it reminded the world her voice could still heal. She's also auctioned off concert tickets, personal items, even cars, to support causes ranging from Haitian earthquake relief to climate change awareness. Christina has always stood with the LGBTQ+ community, not just in rainbow-colored press releases, but in activism. She supports the Elton John AIDS Foundation, the Mac AIDS Fund, and has used her platform to champion HIV/AIDS awareness when others stayed silent. She publicly supported same-sex marriage and openly opposed discriminatory laws like Proposition 8. For Christina, love, in any form, deserves protection and pride. Even her business ventures reflect her values. In 2023, she announced that Playground, her sexual wellness brand, would donate 1% of all profits to the Center for Intimacy Justice, helping ensure women have access to the tools and knowledge to own their health and their bodies. And in 2024, she took the stage at the Promises of Hope fundraiser for the City of Hope Cancer Center in Orange County. The crowd saw a performer, but the patients, they saw a promise that even in the face of darkness, beauty, and compassion still shine. Christina Aguilera's charity work isn't polished. It's personal. It's not born of obligation, but of memory, of empathy, of the belief that no stage is too small and no voice too unheard. But who is she when the cameras fade and the applause goes quiet? Let's step inside her real life, where motherhood, music, and moments of stillness reveal the Christina most never see. Personal life. When the curtains fall and the final note fades into silence, Christina Aguilera steps into a different role. One without makeup, microphones, or magazine covers. Here, she's not Xtina. She's just Christina. A partner. A mother. A woman constantly learning how to slow down without losing the fire that built her. She shares her world with Matthew Rutler, a musician and film producer she met on the set of Burlesque in 2010. What started as a working connection blossomed into something quieter, a steady, grounded kind of love. They've been engaged since 2014, but there's no rush for a wedding. Because what they've built isn't about ceremony, it's about presence. At the center of Christina's life are her two children, Max, from her previous marriage, and Summer Rain, her daughter with Matthew. She calls them her greatest grounding force. The reason she steps away from tour buses and red carpets to make pancakes in the morning, to watch cartoons on the couch, to simply be there. She's fiercely protective of their privacy, rarely showing full images online, but every so often, fans get glimpses. A hand in hers at Disneyland, a birthday balloon in the background, a candid moment of laughter. Those are the roles that matter now. Her days at home aren't what you'd expect from a pop diva. She starts most mornings with tea and meditation, a soft playlist humming in the background. Aretha, Etta, Nina. She journals. She paints. She spends hours barefoot in her garden or curled up with her dogs under a cashmere blanket. And when inspiration strikes, she heads to the in-house studio, not to chase charts, but to create. Music, for Christina, has returned to what it was in the beginning, a refuge. She's also vocal about self-love and aging. In a culture obsessed with youth, Christina has embraced her 40s with pride. No filters, no fear. She's spoken openly about her body image struggles, her mental health journey, and the importance of inner peace over outer perfection. She no longer lives to be liked. She lives to be real. Her friendships are close-knit and loyal, many dating back to her earliest days in the industry. She keeps her circle tight. Celebrations are more often candlelit dinners than wild industry parties. This is Christina Aguilera in 2025. Not the chart topper, not the tabloid target, but the woman who fought for her freedom, and now lives inside it. A woman who found a way to sing not for applause, but for healing. And maybe that's why her story still matters. Because beyond the fame, the fashion, the fortune, Christina Aguilera built something rarer than any of them. A life on her own terms. From Grammy stages to candlelit gardens, from chart-topping hits to bedtime stories, Christina Aguilera has lived a life as bold as her voice and as tender as her silence. Which part of her journey surprised you the most? The mansion, the motherhood, the music? Leave us a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories where legacy meets luxury.